There are three critical mistakes that can absolutely destroy your business and make it fatal for your success. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about those three critical mistakes that you need to avoid when it comes to doing your pricing. But I'm also, in this video, going to give you the 6 ways that you can make more money, make more profit, get more freedom, and actually set your business up to win. Because when you use the 6 ways I'm going to talk about, you will have enough cash flow in the business to invest in people, and not just any people, great people, because you've got your business model set up in the right way. So this video is all about how do you get your prices right. So let's first of all look at these big mistakes. I see it all the time, and I'm currently in my Adam's House event where I take business owners and entrepreneurs, train them, work with them. I've seen this upstairs. I'm getting people in the hot seat, and they're saying the same thing over and over again, how most people figure out their prices. So the first way most people look at their prices is they do what's called a cost plus pricing model. Now, the problem with cost, what it costs you for the product, what it costs you for your time, what it costs you for the people, to then add, this is the margin we want, is cost plus pricing has absolutely nothing to do with the amount of value you deliver. And the problem is, if you set yourself up in this way and you just look at cost plus model, then what happens is you are trying to make sure that you really provide such a squeezed price to the consumer, to the customer, rather than focusing on the value you deliver, that you end up not really making any money. So when it comes to working out your price, make sure you don't make this critical mistake of saying, well, it cost me £1 to make this pizza, so I'm going to sell it for £2. Well, if someone would pay £20 for that pizza, why would you sell it for £2 when you can charge 10 times more? So this is where people make a huge mistake, and you're like, yeah, but Adam, I don't do pizzas. You know, I do services. It's the same thing. Just because it costs you £100 to hire the architect doesn't mean you sell them at £200, per hour, or whatever it is that you're doing. That's another mistake we're going to come to in a minute. You've got to make sure that you sell them out at an appropriate amount for the project. So you want to get out of cost plus pricing. It's really dangerous. It puts you in the wrong mindset, and it means you don't make any money. So get rid of that one, right? Cross it off the list, get rid of that, because that is a critical mistake that we want to avoid. And don't worry, in a minute ago, I'm going to tell you what you should do instead. Now, the next one is, and I'm sure, and I want you to tell me in the comments if you've done this. I want you to tell us, because if you have, it doesn't matter. I want to make that really clear. Where we were doesn't have any influence over where we're going. And if you have made these mistakes so far, just put them in the comments and tell me what you're going to change based off of this video. I'd love to hear it. Next one is competitor plus or minus pricing. What do you mean? Plus or minus pricing, Adam? How does that work? What do you mean? Well, some of you go and look at a competitor and you say, well, my competitor is charging £500. I'm not as good as them. They've got a better website than me, so I'm going to charge £400. Competitor minus pricing, and the other flip side of that is competitor's £500. I'm better than them. I'm going to charge £600. Irrespective whether you're doing it plus or minus, it's still a mistake. And we're going to get to that when we come to the right way to do it. But one of the big reasons it's a mistake is you don't have the same business model as your competitor. You don't have the same cost base as your competitor. You don't have the same experience as your competitor. You don't deliver the same results as your competitor. So just looking at them over there and making up your business based off of somebody else's circumstances is a critical error, and it can get you in a lot of trouble very quickly. So let's get out of that. Let's get rid of that mentality, because that in itself is these are two very dangerous ways to build your prices out. And don't worry, we got the solutions coming. But if you've done this before, put in the comments, I've done this before, right? Next one is, I think you know what's coming. We've got a little symbol here, and it is selling your time for money. So you've got hour plus pricing. So you charge by the hour. And some of you go, no, Adam, I'm a therapist. I've got to charge by the hour. Well, I'm a lawyer. Everybody charges by the hour. I'm an architect. I've got to charge by the hour. No, you don't have to do anything. And this is the thing that's really cool. And I say this to entrepreneurs, and we've helped thousands of businesses, literally break through the 7-figure mark and beyond. And you can do that too if you follow the principles we teach, for sure, because anyone can do it. I'm a strong believer of that. But if you sell your time for money, you often will run out of time before you ever make enough money. When we look at business, there's 3 critical resources. These are like the resources that you have when you start a business and you're going to grow a business. These are what you possess, these 3, which is 1, is you do possess time. 2, you possess capital. And some of you are like, well, not a lot of it, or a lot of it, whatever. You either have a lot of capital, a little bit of capital, whatever, but you've got some capital, and you've got skills. Now, of these, capital replenishes, so it comes back. When you invest, it creates returns. So you put money in, you get returns out, as long as you invest it in the right way. So this is replenishable. It comes back again and again and again. Skills are transferable. So we can take our skills that we have and we can build them to somebody else. So we can actually transfer the skills to someone else to be able to repeat the things that you do. And these are critical, but the time is the one that once it's gone, it ain't coming back. So if you sell time, you're selling your most critical resource for a replenishable resource, so you're doing it the wrong way. So when we start to consider that and really look at that, you go, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't charge by the hour. And I get that, Adam, but what should I do instead? And we're going to come to that. I'm going to tell you in a moment, just a few minutes, exactly what the 6 ways to do your pricing so you can make a lot of money. So if you want to be more profitable, if you want to keep more money, if you want to make more money, you want to be able to invest more money, you want to be able to build a better team, we're going to cover all that in just a moment and we'll jump into that. But you don't want to do selling your time for money. Okay, and I've got 2 bonus mistakes just for those of you that want to turn pro, you want to make a lot of money, you want to be a business owner that does really well. These are 2 bonuses which are super important things to consider. First of all, number 1 bonus, so this is something you don't do when it comes to your products and services, is put in pointless deliverables. So what does that mean? What that means is when you sell your product or service, people often put things in their package, in their offer, that literally don't do anything for the client. It's like, hey, you're buying a mop, let's just say for an example, as a random, and we're going to give you our guide to selling your home as a bonus. I was like, well, what's the point of that? Like, you got to write the guide, you don't need the guide, and I'm making an extreme circumstance here. We see this kind of stuff all the time. People create a package, and I think, I need to make it sound good. Like, I want to make my offer sound better. So I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And the client don't want it anyway. So it's just really important not to put in pointless deliverables. It's like you say, I'm going to go and clean your office. I'm going to make sure when I clean your office, I'm going to put lots of air fresheners in there. Like, if the client doesn't want it and you don't need to give it, why decrease your margins if you're not going to get an upside on the client's trust and you're not going to create a wow? So the way that you do this is, if you tell the person they get it, do they say wow? If they say wow about the air fresheners, keep them in. If they don't say wow about the air fresheners, you're doing it for you, not doing it for them. So this is an important part. Like, you got a car cleaned, what do people want? They want a super clean car. You get an air freshener that has Joe's car cleaning on. You don't go, wow, thank you so much. So instead of giving that air freshener, perhaps you give a guarantee or a clean promise or whatever, or you give something they do care about. So just a pointless deliverable is something that hurts businesses. Next one, the bonus one, in the same way, is putting in a promise that clients just don't care about. And I'll give you an example. Like, I've just been upstairs. So what we do at this particular event, and which sparked me to include this bonus one, is got a brilliant business owner here. She's bloody incredible, right? She's got a cleaning company. She's doing really big things. She's growing loads. She's worked with us now only for about 6 months, but she's just broke through 6 figures. She's on her way to £250,000 in revenue. And we've just literally put a plan together for her upstairs on how to take her business from around the 100,000 that she's in to break through the 250 to go to the 500,000. Just delivered her that strategy, literally in 30 minutes, and got into it with her. And one of the things we were doing is we're having a conversation with a great business owner. And she's like, we are eco-friendly, we're eco-centric. And I said, okay, great. how many of your clients buy from you because of that fact with your cleaning company? And she's like, well, I said, come on, how many of them actually buy for you? Because you're doing commercial buildings, you're doing, housing estates and stuff like that. And she's like, well, we like to do it. I said, I know you like to do it, but does it cost you extra money to do that? She's like, yeah, it costs us a lot extra. And how many clients really want it and actually really want it? Now, if she said 9 out of 10 of my clients come to me for this promise because they absolutely love the fact we're eco, I'm like, keep that in. That's our USP. But the problem is people sometimes think that their USP is something that they care about rather than the client caring about it. So the acid test is, do your clients really care about the reason you think they're doing business with you, or are they doing business with you for a different reason? Because if you build it into your price that you're eco and you're charging more for that and they don't want it, guess what? You lose the business and you just got additional margin in there. So it's an important little bonus thing to consider when doing your prices. So what is the right way? We got like literally 6 that we're going to go through quick fire, and these 6 can make you more money, make your business perform better, keep your margin, put more profit in the bank, see your bank account going up rather than going up and down. So are you ready for the 6 ways? If you are, just put in the comments 6 ways. Let's jump on into those. Okay, so way number 1, which is going to start to help you make more money in your business, is to focus on result-based pricing. So the best way I can describe this is one of our programs. We have a program called Gold Circle, right? The program is really simple. It is a program that helps you grow your business, and we give you a guarantee that you will do 100,000 in sales. And if for any reason you don't, you get the next year for free. All you got to do is show up. You got to keep us up to date. You got to tell us about your performance. Really simple stuff, really simple deliverables, and we guarantee you can do 100 grand, right? So when you look at that, if all that program does for you is makes you £100,000, well, it makes the 18K a no-brainer. So you walk in, and when you walk in, you know your mission is 6 figures, your aim is 6 figures, you're adding 6 figures to your business, and if all it does for you is makes you 6 figures, well then 18K is a snip. It's cheap, it's nothing. Now, the key to that is I'm focused on what result are you gonna get from that product, what result are you gonna get from that service. Even where I am right now, this retreat, where we bring to a 7-star location, we bring our clients in, it's a retreat, it's incredible. We hot seat the businesses, and like 15 minutes, 30 minutes in the hot seat can make someone £100,000 because we can build them the business strategy to do that and all that cool stuff. So if it makes them £100,000, 10K is nothing, right? So this is the way that we look at these different result-based outcomes. Now you can look at that for your business. You go, Adam, it's easy for you. You can do it for your business. You can do this for any business. You can do it for absolutely any business. And you can build in more of a result, and then your pricing can be based off that. We'll just take that car wash example because we used it, just a random one. If you're like, we will clean your car to the best standard, and you base on the results, like we are the best. Let's imagine I'm in Wales now. So the best car clean in Wales, 100% satisfaction guaranteed, or you don't pay. So what happens? You clean the car, guess what? Now your pricing is, you can charge more. So they can go up the road and they can pay 20 quid to get the car clean. You can now tell them it's 50. And they go, well, why is it 50? You say, because we're the best car cleaner in Wales, and we're going to give you 100% satisfaction guaranteed, and we're going to give you the best. What are you focusing on? You're focusing on the result of having the cleanest and 100% satisfaction. And what's that done for you? It's doubled your price. And if somebody comes in, they're like, well, I don't know if I want to pay £50 for the car wash, and say, well, it's okay. You can go and you can get it cleaned somewhere else for 25, but it won't be as good. Do you prefer the quality or do you prefer the low price point? And it's the same with everything. People pay for results. And when they buy a product or service, they don't get super focused on the cost, they get super focused on the value. So if you deliver the value, then people will be more than happy to pay the price. So start focusing on that. What can you do? How can you shift your offer to be more results-based so you can make more money, your business can become better? And let's just take that car wash example, flesh it out a little bit more. Guess what happens, right? You now charge 50 quid. So what do you now do to deliver on that promise? You hire the best car cleaner. You go and find the best one, the one that could go and work somewhere else for £15 an hour. You say to them, look, you're the best of the best. You care about the clients. You deliver the best result. I want to give you like £25 or £30 an hour. And now, because you've got a premium price point, you've got premium team. With premium team, premium delivery, all of a sudden, you've got a premium business. Very small shift, massive difference change to your profitability, to your quality of staff. And really, this is not about car washes. What this is about understanding that with a premium price, you can get premium people in. And if you invest in your people, your clients will be happy. If your clients will be happy, they come back and your business just keeps on growing. So what's the next thing you can do? Well, you can create what is a value ladder. Now, this is something that we've done for years and years and years. You may be slightly familiar with the concept even. Perhaps you've heard that before. A value ladder is you now have a tiered pricing model where you have an option 1, you have an option 2, and you have an option 3. So the way that this works, having value ladder pricing, is we have someone that starts down here, and their first time they come and they do business with you, they've got some choices on their price point. They could have a very low price point here, and for that, they will get proportionate value. They can have a bit more of a pricey product or service here, and because the cost has gone up, you see there's 1 here, there's 2 here, you deliver them more value. So the more they go up the value ladder, the more value they receive. And all you do is just keep adding more value, and because of that, you can keep adding more cost. It's a very simple model. It works. It works in pretty much any different industry that you can imagine. And all it is, walk in, and if you've got somebody and their affordability range is very low, you offer them these first 2. If they're like, hey, do you prefer the least or do you prefer the most? Then you can offer them these 2. And people can choose where they want to go and they can climb the ladder appropriately. When you build a value ladder for your business, this can increase your profitability. It can diversify your client range, because now all of a sudden you can deal with people at the lower levels, at the higher levels. It can create such a massive impact on your business. And if you haven't heard of this concept, you've not used this concept, you don't know about this concept, this is a very, very important one. I have some unique takes on the basis that I've been using this for over a decade in multiple different industries and multiple different businesses. If you want a deep dive breakdown on value laddering, put deep dive in the comments, and we can put that on our ever-growing list of YouTube videos that people want, right? Number 3, add scarcity and urgency in order to increase the amount of yeses that you get. So scarcity and urgency, pretty straightforward. Scarcity is, I've only got 10 spaces available. So if you've only got 10 spaces available, or 5 spaces available, or however many spaces that you've got available, what that does instantly is it changes the frame of like, okay, well, they're already sought after, they're already in demand. If I don't get a space, I miss out. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow a client and a customer to say yes to you faster because they want one of the spaces. And spaces is a great way to add in scarcity, because what you're essentially doing is limiting the supply. Now, basic economics of business is if you have a limited supply and you have a high demand, guess what happens? Price goes up. Very simple, right? You want to be bringing this into your business in as many different ways as you possibly can to make sure that you can start climbing your price and getting paid what you deserve. Now, urgency, on the other hand, is not just about spaces. It's like, hey, we've got 10 spaces, and look, this offer ends in 12 hours. It's like, oh, well, if I don't get it, I won't get it on spaces. And look, oh my God, I have to get a move on, because if I don't, I'm going to be in a situation where, I can't get that offer again. So now we've got this magic combo which literally drives prices up. And the way to do this really effectively is have real scarcity, have real urgency. So have limited time offers that you have limited space offers that you have. Actually have that and make it 100% genuine in your business. It will motivate clients. It will mean that you deliver a better product, deliver a better service, and in turn, the price goes up. Now, these 3 the next three, which you've been waiting for, are very closely linked actually to your value ladder. The way you structure a value ladder is you have a DIY product or service, you have a DWY product or service, and you have a DFY product or service. So what does this mean? Well, imagine I come to you and I say, Adam, I want you to build me a house. I've got a client upstairs who's been talking to me about this. Great guy, architect, wants to help people build their dream homes, right? So one of the things he said is like, there's some people out there that want to do it themselves, and we need an option to help them do it themselves. So if we were to help them do it themselves, we could say, okay, look, I've got this course, I've got this training where I can literally walk you through all the different stages of the build. You can buy the course, and off the back of that, you can use that, and you've got much more knowledge and information for being able to build your dream house. Now, the cost of the DIY option is going to be very low cost because you record it once, sell it 1,000 times. You know, it's a video course, or maybe you can add some different Zoom calls in there, etc., etc. And like literally, this can be very, very low cost. Now, the next part, the DWY, is do it with you. So that could be, okay, I'm going to give you the course, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out and I'm going to meet you, and I'm going to go over your plans with you, and I'm going to consult with you. I'm going to look at your architecture, and what I might be able to do is introduce you to some different contacts and some different suppliers. Now, what have we done? We've just added value into the offer, which means now we can get paid more money because we've added more value. By the way, the key to this is how do you add more value? Now, the final part, which is the done for you offer, is, look, I'll tell you what, you want to build your dream house, don't lift a finger, I'll do absolutely everything for you. You tell me what you want, I'll go and find the supplier, I'll go and find the people, I'll get you the cheapest prices, I'll do absolutely everything, you'll get your dream home without having to lift a finger. Guess what? That's going to be more money. So when you build your value ladders out, this is the great way for you to be able to build and introduce pricing models in. So what we've just covered is we've covered the 3 critical mistakes. And hopefully that's going to be very, very clear to you now. And if you have been making one of those critical mistakes, go ahead and let me know. You know, I love to hear from people that watch these videos, and it's great to see so many of you watching them and taking action and getting that difference to your business. And don't get me wrong, look, I've built multiple multi-million-pound businesses myself, and I've helped thousands of others to do the same. And I've seen this so many times. So if you are making a mistake, it doesn't matter. How we change is how we succeed. Now, if you flip over to the right way, you know, even if you were to implement 1, 2, 3, or even all of these into your business, the amount of difference it would make would be nothing short of incredible. So you want to start using these strategies in your business. And if you want a little bit of help on how you do that, and you want us to literally hold your hand through the art of running a business, and you're somebody that either wants to start easier, you want an easier life. If you want to grow faster, maybe you've got something there already, and you literally want to put rocket fuel to grow it faster, or maybe you're just in the place where you've already got something really good, but you want to scale much safer, we can help you do all of that. And in the description, we put a link where you can go and have a look at our Gold Circle Mastermind. And that Gold Circle Mastermind can walk you through how we can help you to run your business, grow your business, and support you every step of the way. If you're somebody that needs a little bit of help with that, go and click it, book a call with my team, see if you qualify for that, and we can really meet you where you're at, have a great conversation. If all that does for you is just helps you to get more clear and understand what the next steps are, that would be a really, really good use of your time. And if you have watched all the way to the end, you know, it would be awesome if you go and comment A player. I actually love seeing those A player comments at the end of these videos, because I know then it's making a difference to you, and I know that you're taking action, you're following it through, you're probably taking notes all the way through, and you're getting lots of value, and you have watched it all the way through. Just put A player down there and tell me also how you're going to implement this in your business. That would be really cool. Thanks again for watching. Remember, we've got new videos coming out every week, so go and subscribe, and I'll see you in person very, very soon.